Billiard Network, in cooperation with Longoni Cues, presents you another great match. We have a cracker for you here, ladies and gentlemen. We got Sanches Ruiz versus Joshua Filler. Both red hot players on the European and I would say the global circuit, because these guys are getting to the finals or winning major events. They've both come a long way since their puppy days, and they have really established themselves as young champions. Ruiz is one of the biggest breakers on the tour. He makes balls consistently all the time. I have rarely seen him break dry or illegal. And if you keep doing that on a consistent basis, you're gonna get shots. See, the cue ball here is down table, but he gets so much action on the balls. He's very positive about his break. And he creates many offensive opportunities. Made a nice little punchy stun run shot on the 2. That immediately puts him in a great winning opportunity. I think a stop shot here would be fine. And then with some draw and left spin, he could come towards the rail where the cue ball is going to end up now. That would bring him towards the 6 versus now with some high and going the other way. Maybe the 8 comes into play. I would draw this with left and bounce off that second rail like this, and then you're coming into the line of position. That's always a big point for starting players. You want to always try to come into that line that you need. That's going to give you a lot of room for error. In case you hit it too soft or too hard, you're gonna have almost the same angle the whole time. One thing with Sanches' game that he still needs to work on, in my humble opinion, he moves incredibly much on his shots, and if he gets under a lot of pressure, that's pretty much the only thing that he can still work on. He's got a great game. And you see here, boom, it's fast and loose. 1-0. Here comes Filler's break. Let's see if he can bounce back. Lovely break there. Look at that cue ball control towards the middle of the table. Made the corner ball and the 1. It's fairly sharp on this 2, but I think with a little high left, he can come off the side rail and then to the other side rail and put himself right into a winning position after this shot. This shot right here is like the 9 ball for these guys. They make this, it's game over. Oh, I'm sensing a bit of a bouncy rail there. I also saw that on that 5 ball from Sanches. That rail gave a big kick. So maybe there was a little bit of fear of the speed of the rails early on. Joshua hung that 2. Was not an easy shot. If he makes it, it's pretty much game over. Nice little masse. Look at that control there. Beautifully going around the 8. Hitting those 2 rails and coming into position for the 3. Now this is an interesting shot because the cue ball is going to get a lot of movement. There is a nice little shot available with low left. If you draw this ball with left spin, the cue ball is totally going to kill on that side rail. I've actually done a YouTube video on that. Nothing easy about it, but it is available. Otherwise he has to perhaps go in between the 5-9 and then back around the 5. Very tricky. There was that spin. Look at that, how nice that is. See, he kind of stunned it, and then the left spin totally killed the speed of that cue ball. Beautiful shot. Now off the rail. Sanches super confident about his game in this stretch. His 2022 year, and he's I would say a sure bet for the Mosconi Cup in this year 2022. We're gonna see him probably in Las Vegas. He's in the top 3 together with Joshua and Albin. Unless another European goes on and gets to the finals, I would say, of the US Open or the International. Those 3 guys are a lock. There again, nicely off that rail. He's got good speed control, feeling the table very well early on, jumping out to 2-0. Blue Diamond chalk from Longoni, one of the best chalks on the planet. Great grip, great durability. Go check that out. Meanwhile, we're in rack number 3. Look at that break. See, again, gets so much action. He is not gonna break illegal. But this time, no shot on the 1. He's gotta do something here. Luckily for him, the 3-9 are tied up, so it's not that easy right away for Joshua to step to the table and run out. So he's looking maybe to leave him straight in on this one. Anywhere here on the same side of the table is kind of flirting with danger because he can send the cue ball towards that 2-3-9. That's why he's looking to maybe partially hook Joshua behind the 8, so he can only hit the right side of the 1. Then it's going to be a challenge. Like, hey, can you hit this side of the 1 and go a couple of rails and maybe behind the 8 again? Because I can do it. Can you do it? That's kind of the bluff and poker part of the push out. Very tricky little situation. Could also perhaps opt to go to this low left corner where the butt of his cue is. Because if he would make... that's nice. He tied up another ball. I was going to say, if he makes the 1 then, the cue ball would run into the 4, so no shot on the 2 ball. So he would have to play safe. He makes one more problem on the table, unless that 4-7 is still pretty dead. Not an easy save here. Wouldn't be surprised if he gives it back. Unless he wants to put the cue ball towards the 4 again. Now he's giving it back. Can't fault that. And it's tough to see the angle because I think if he hits the left side of the 1, the cue ball might go towards the side pocket. So I think all he has is hitting the right side of the 1 and then sending the cue ball towards the 4-7. Either hoping he crawls behind it or lands on top of it. But what can he do with the 1? Can he play the 1 towards the 2? And in that way also use the 3-9 as blockers? Not easy, but if he executes it well, speed-wise, even if he plays the 1 towards that corner, he could get a great snooker out of it if he controls the speed well. That's the crucial part of this shot. It's not all about direction. This one's really about speed. Having a closer look. Nothing easy. So good decision from Joshua to give it back. There's a lot of headache here for Sanchez on his own push. See what this shot's gonna bring. I would play this with a little bit of high right, about a half ball hit on the right side towards that 3rd diamond, and then bank it towards that 2. He's jacking it up. I don't really like that shot too much. Hardcore offense there. I think the safety would have been slightly higher percentage. But that's his style. That's won him a lot of tournaments. Goes for his shots. And that's a good way also to think about your game. Nice little shot there. He has the 3 to the top right. Could use the 7 to open up that problem right away if he has to. If that 4-7 are laying good, then the funky part is not touching the 7, but the way it looks, I think he will touch the 7. That's why he gave himself a little bit of an angle to, because now that 4, look, see that 4 is going to go to the left a bit. Very, very small movement, but that's why he wanted that cue ball also to go to the left, because he would guarantee himself of a shot. Doesn't like the angle too much. He's looking at this like it doesn't go. Sometimes on the screen from where we're sitting, it looks like he has at least half a pocket. There's some high right here, going 2 rails. No, and 1 rail. I like 2 rails on that shot personally, again because of the coming into the angle factor. Maybe he was a bit afraid of the spin, that the shot and the pocket was so small that he rather would play it without any spin to make sure he would pocket the ball. The spin could have deviated the cue ball off its path. And here you see the speed of Joshua himself. Doesn't waste any time. Almost video game style of play. Blasting through these racks. 2-1. See the break here. Lovely control again. Look at the 9. Oh, 9 goes in and immediately scores tied at 2-2. Great break there. Awesome control. Makes a lot of corner balls, Joshua does, on his breaks. Little mental blow there for Sanches. Went for that bank on the 1. On 2-0. Next step to the table. Scores 2-2. At least he's breaking. Interesting also, both players breaking from the opposite sides, having their own favorite position. Joshua likes the left side from the player view. Interesting because he's a left-hander, and Sanches likes the right side and he's a right-hander. And you see it mostly the opposite way. Oh, here's a very rare situation, an illegal break from Sanches. It's been a long time since I've seen that. So Joshua has the momentum big time. Went from 0-2 to 2-2. If he can avoid contact with the 7, he can roll it forward nicely. Try to bounce off that rail. No, he went directly for the angle. I thought the bounce off the rail would guarantee it for him, but this was just as good. A bit more risky for the skid or bad contact, but did so very well. Can go 2 rails now, I believe. Side rail, and just a hair further than he is now on the cue ball for a shot on the 4. Middle table, depending on the cue ball, he might go 1 rail with a bit of right. Yeah, that's fine too. A lot of bounce on that table. Hardly hit that ball. Just stun it over. Bit too straight. Has to draw it off the rail now, I think. With some low right. Or is he going to follow it out? 2 rails with high left. He is. Look at the bounce there. That's sometimes hard to fade. Gotta really mentally get over that. See, that's why he's taking a bit of time. Kind of spooked him that that table bounced that much. See, he's still pointing at that rail. And that's a bit freaky on this shot because he has that angle. Now he has to really hit this soft to kill it, or you have to adjust and go 2 rails. See, that's why he went 2 rails, and that rail was completely in his head. That ball was missed because he was shocked by the table bounce. Sometimes amateur players wonder, why are these professionals missing these shots? Well, a lot of times they have to create angles, and a lot of times it's just pressure and also table consistency, like here, adjusting to a table that is perhaps not playing as natural, takes you a bit out of your game. We're only human. Can cut this in with some high right, going like 3 rails, 1, 2, even 4, back to the middle, and here you can hit this with high left or high right, going to the other side. Yeah, for some one pocket here. The high left would have also been an option. Sanches recovering the momentum and taking a 3-2 lead again. Wow, so consistent on the hit. The hit is just the same so many times. Makes 2 balls on the break, doesn't get a shot, however. And that's also a little bit of a mental trap. When you are breaking so well, you kind of feel entitled to a shot because you're doing everything well. And then if something bad happens to you, like a little kiss where the cue ball gets sent like down table like this, it's easy to get frustrated, and that is something you have to be aware of. That even if you're breaking great, it's very rare you're gonna get shots the entire match. I think, looking at this safety here, because there's no offense, he might have to totally neglect the 2 ball and go 1 rail off the side rail behind that 7-8 if he prefers to do so. But then he cannot do much with the 2 because the 2 is going to travel rather slowly. So in your mind you have to choose to neglect the 2 and go all out for the cue ball. He went a bit harder. Nice shot. He said, I don't like that. I'm gonna send the 2 ball towards that 4-9-5. Create some more distance. Nice alternative safety. Did he leave a slight gap for Sanches? Could be one of these shots here that if he can see it and he can hit the only portion of the ball that he can see, then he might be able to make it. But he's looking at something completely different already. A kick from behind off 2 cushions. That tells us as a viewer that he cannot pocket this ball. And the problem with this kick is if he hits the left side or the right side of the 2, he's probably gonna leave a shot. So that's why he's looking that he has to hit this one pretty full in the face to get away with a resave. Let's see. Oh, had to bend the cue ball somewhat. That ball gave so much bounce that he didn't even hit the 2. That's a bit of a body blow for Sanches. Something he has to get over mentally, quick. Joshua will probably play this 3 in the corner because the angle for the side is not quite there unless he goes off the rail. Nice shot. Took some risk there, but it paid off. Hit that one slightly too soft. I think just getting frozen on the rail there would not have been a nightmare, and guarantee himself the straight-in angle to go more towards the 5. Now he has to draw this off the side rail and back over to the other side rail. And he judged the bounce there, very nice. Going 1 or 2 rails here, staying under the 8 to give yourself a guaranteed angle. All he has to do now is roll it in. You're coming towards that 9 again. See, great position. Doesn't matter really where he ends up. Same shot for 3-3. Pro Star tables Also made by Longoni. I have one in my house. Plays like a charm. Go check it out. Great product. 3-3. Sanches with the break. Bit too much draw on that one. Still gets a shot. Not easy though, because he's going away with the cue ball from the 5 of where he wants to be. He wants to be more towards that 6 and the 5, of course, the right side of the table. But if he makes this 4, he's more going towards the 8 or that low left corner pocket. So he has to do something really big here. Offensively, this is really tough. He's looking if he can stun it in and leave himself a cut shot on the 5. Ooh, this is tough. He's looking to play the 4 in the left corner. Doesn't like that either. What if he can make this ball here in the low right and hit it fairly hard so he doesn't contact the 8? Doesn't scratch in the low left, but hits the rail there and comes back out to where he is kind of right now. One rail. Then he can make the 5 in the side, like this. Excellent shot there. Uh-oh. Ooh, frozen on the rail. Is he straight in? Deserved just a hair better on that effort. That was a great shot. Can he jack up and stop it, or can he come off the rail and more for an easier shot on the 6? Oh, look at the movement there. Great shot though. Rolled it in. Middle table here is fine. Anywhere really. Left side, right side. Just make sure you pocket this ball. Nice shot. And these two guys have played each other here before a few years ago. I think about 5 or 6 years back, if not even more, when Sanches won his first European 9-ball title. Had to play Joshua in the finals in Austria. Played a jam up set. I think he beat him like 9-3, 9-2. And he's gonna go ahead here 4-3. Let's see Joshua's break again. That lovely cue ball control. Bit too full this time. Didn't touch that side rail like the other breaks and smoothly come back out. And that resulted into a dry break. Hit him just a hair too full. Corner ball didn't reach the pocket and the 1 ball hit the point. And Sanches gets a shot on the 1. Has to negotiate the 8 ball. If he rolls it in, he's going to touch the 8. He could get behind the 5. If he hits it slightly harder, with perhaps a bit of draw, he's going to hit the 8 thinner, but then he could be behind the 4 and 3. So he's got to gamble somewhat. He doesn't know exactly here where that cue ball is going to go. Nothing easy. The pocketing of the ball is very doable, but this one is all about the shape. This 5 and this 4 and 3 are huge. Yeah. Oh boy, look at that. See, there was nothing easy about the position there. It was all about a bit of lady luck. Maybe hitting another ball there on the way, like the 4 and the 3, opening something up. Took a positive swing at it. Nothing to blame. Just did what he had to do, make the ball and give himself a chance for something to happen there. Wasn't meant to be. Now he probably has to kick 2 rails to the right side of the 9 as we see it, and then go off a second, let's say bottom rail, side rail, and then towards that 2. But is there anything productive he can do? If he hits our right side of the 2, he could send the 2 towards the 8 potentially, carry him onto the 3, and maybe hook him behind the 4. Advanced shot, but if he hits that side, there's a big chance. 1, 2, no, hit the other side, and now he just is hoping for luck. Joshua's back at the table. He'll slice this one in. I think he might have to go 1, 2, 3 rails, either for the 3 in the top left corner as we see it, or even go around. Oh wait, he's drawing this ball. Huh. Thought he was gonna let it roll. Sometimes the angle we see or the players have is very different. Personal preference here, which pocket he prefers. He's going for the top right. Top left brings him away from the 4 and doesn't touch the 4. If he goes top right, he might have some problems controlling the ball. Not an easy shot. See, now he's going for the top left. That makes the position a bit more bulletproof. One big shot. There we see Joshua's offensive power. Can stun off the side rail here for the 5 in the side. If he draws it, he runs into the 6, so I'm thinking a bit of a stun shot, medium speed, and just go towards that second diamond on the left, gently. Was the 3rd diamond, but the shot is the same. The outcome 6 in the side. Don't get too straight. Can he still punch it off out of there? I think he can. Yeah. Let's follow 4. Just, I think just bounce the rail here. To guarantee you that angle here. See if he comes up like a ball more. Now you got a natural angle. You go 2 rails, tip of left, and come into the line of position. There we see that again very clearly. See, from when he touches that cushion to when he touches the 9, the position's the same. 4, the 4 right here. Giotto cases, the Florencia. Very beautiful designs from Longoni. I have a Giotto myself, love it. The holes, or I should say the pockets, are on the inside of that case. That makes traveling even better to save space. Sanches taking a big sip of water. Apparently we switched, we skipped 1 rack. Sanches went up 5-4. The last one was for 4-4. Skipped the rack. Joshua breaking again. Just hit him a hair thinner than normal, but still got great results. Now, on that bouncy cushion, can he hold this? Or does he have to cross over and play right there for the 2 in the same corner as the 1 ball? I think that's his best bet. The position's fairly automatic. Just with a nice high ball, it's going to float to the other side rail and stay just above the 2 for a great angle to go back for the 3. Bit of body movement there from Josh. Raised his head slightly. Does he have the angle where he can just stick here down the 8? Yes, he does. It's a good recovery shot. Ooh, but leaves it right in front of the hole. Not easy, but if Sanches is able to contact this second rail, short rail, long rail, right before the 2, he could potentially kick it in. It's a freaky thing on safety sometimes where if you have to hit them fairly soft, they always tend to go in front of a pocket, these object balls. So here's an example once again. And this is as a player coming out of his seat, although he's buried on behind the 8, is a chance. You're thinking here, listen, if I can just touch that rail, he's going 1 rail. I was thinking 2 rails. Still, the ball's in front of the hole, so in your mind you're thinking, I have a chance here to kick this in. See, now maybe he's looking at the 2 rails. No, still looking at 1 rail. Gonna find out in a minute. Still trying to sense this ball, trying to get a feel for it. Is he buried so much that he can't go to the side rail where his body is now? It looks on the screen like he can kick that in from there, but probably not. He would have done that already. 1, 2, nope. And a foul, because the 2 ball did not hit a rail. Tough shot, took his chance. If he kicks it in, he's the hero. If you don't kick it in and you foul, you look like a sucker. That's the game. That's the weird thing. I like what he did there. He took a swing at the win. And Joshua has to be very relieved after that safety that he got ball and end out of that one when the 2 was right in front of the pocket. Slight little draw shot here, making sure he stays on the correct side of the 4, not going away from the 8 but going towards the 8. Just checking his angle, if he can go 1 rail and out. I think he's going to stay on the side where the cue ball's now. Just a tip of left. Here it comes. And this is a nip and tuck match. We're going 5-5 with Sanches breaking. He really wants a break and run here to take the lead, because it looks like Joshua's breaking just a touch better. Let's see. Making the 1 in the side. 3, 6, 7. Made the corner ball and the 1 in the side. Has a shot on the 2. He's got to do what Joshua did earlier on. He's got to draw this back, I believe, to the side rail and then all the way over to the other side rail for a shot in this top right corner on the 3 ball. I don't think he can hit this with a follow. The 7's really in the way. The 4 and 5 could be blockers. I think you got to draw this out. Big stroke shot. If he can execute this well, this will really give him a boost and send a message. Just trying to feel the bridge that he needs. Trying to feel the speed. Playing with an open bridge now. I think you have to go with closed bridge here, because you got to put spin on it, speed. Cue's gonna go all over the place if you play open bridge here. Here it comes. Boom. There's the left spin. Beautiful shot. And now, I think with some low left, he can go 2 rails in between where the cue ball and the 8 are now, and then towards the side rail. In your mind, a good thing to do here, a mistake we've all made, is that you hit this ball too soft. It is a very good mind trick to force yourself to touch this 3rd rail. His speed was great there, but See, if you would touch the rail there, you have a great angle on the 5 anyway. And I've made the mistake many times in my early days, or even later on, where you hit it too soft and you're like, oh man, all I would have needed to do was touch that rail and I would have been great there. So that's a good little trick for upcoming players. Sanchez grooving away. Hair too straight, but I think he can just cheat the pocket and send it and draw it back towards the middle of the table. That would give him a good enough angle. Yep. And this looks really good for just a direct one railer. Then you don't have to spin it too much. Just high in the cue ball. Don't need any spin. Just float it over. He did go for the 2 rails. Wow. A little bit of risk, but beautiful result for 6-5. The Luna Nera shaft from Longoni. Been playing with this one for a couple of years now. They just keep getting better and better. Lovely hit and feel. Very similar to the S2 wooden shaft. Done a great job. Nice break by Joshua. Just hit him a hair too thin. He's getting frustrated. He has made balls, but he hasn't come up with enough offensive opportunities. I think he can bank the 2 up and down and send the cue ball behind the 9-3. There it comes. Did he hit it too thin? I think he did. It's tough to see this angle, but it looks like Sanchez has a clear shot on this 2 ball. This is a massive shot in this match. If he can make this and get some shape on the... No, I think he's partially hooked. Still has a very makeable jump. I was going to say if he can see this, make it and get on the 3 and go 7-5 with him breaking, that would have been massive. Instead, he's got to jump this. Does the 3 pass the 9? I believe it does. So if he can hit deep enough on the cue ball, he could end up with a shot. He's looking to go 2 rails there. If he hits the 7, wouldn't be the worst thing. It would still give him a shot. Big moment. It looks far away, but actually a half ball hit, even with a tip of left spin, not too much, is gonna help you to make this ball. That way you can just hit it slightly fuller and the spin's gonna help you to pocket it. Of course, needs a bit of fortune for the position, but in his mind, I think in his mind he was about a 70% make on that ball. Left it right over the hole. Then the momentum keeps shifting left and right in this battle. Joshua now back at the table. Once again, he's got to feel relieved on another 2-ball situation. Gets the first open shot again on that ball. Go a couple of rails. Didn't want to take the chance to roll it. But is he hampered now by the 7? Doesn't like his angle. Is he going to play a 3-9? Got to compose himself then. Could still make the 3. Lovely little shot. He's using the rails to get himself in the open. Could opt for the side and come back to the bottom rail and back out. I think with some left there. No spin. Thought the left spin would carry him over to the second reel. Great speed. Let's draw this back just about a meter, and you can do whatever you want on the 7. This match is going to go 6-6. Two reels there, yeah, just to avoid that freaky bounce off the rail. Just wanted to keep the cue ball in the open. Sanches breaking this time. None of these players have really taken control of this one. It keeps going back and forth. So this break is going to be even more important. Makes the ball. Oh wow. He was going to be fortunate to get a shot there, but the 9, he was laughing and then he was crying in his mind because the 9 came back and spoiled the entire party. Made 3 balls on the break, no shot. Again, a battle for the first shot on the 2. Can he, I was gonna say, might have to push out, or can he bend this and kick it in? He was looking at that right away. The part of the rail he has to hit is, from where we see it, halfway that middle diamond and the diamond on the right of it. That looks a bit too thick for me. I think he has to go more to our left to make that ball, which would be good for him because he wouldn't need to masse it that much. Another problem is, can he reach it? He's a right-hander. Having to hit that part of the rail while sitting on the table and having to give left spin is not easy. Let's see. Ah, he went directly into it. He thought he had to just kick off the rail. So he wasn't that frozen on the 9. Very nicely done. Back in business. 5 shots for a 7-6 lead. I believe with a touch of high right, he can come off the bottom rail and back out for the 5 in the top left corner. A lot of that body movement. Keeps pocketing the balls. Once again here in 9 ball you see a lot of middle table position play. This one's no different. You can draw this. You can play with some high left. Opting for the draw. Nice speed control there. And again this one towards the middle of the table. And then a stop shot. Basically to get on the 9. Slightly short, gonna come to the other side, play both balls into the same corner, stay down on this, finish the stroke for a 7-6 lead. Lovely design here from Longoni since 1945. They've been producing quality cue sticks. Once again, 2 balls on the break from Josh. Oh, the 8 totally spoiling that situation. He did have a shot in the side on the 3. He is really getting disgusted, understandably, because he would have been playing offense. Now, again, he's on defense unless he wants to have a swing at this 3 to the corner, but that is very ill-advised. Pool, what a difficult shot. If he can hit it full, he's probably going to play it behind 8. Oh wow, that was risky. Maybe a bit of frustration. He's looking, how can I not pocket that ball off the 6? He hit in between the 6 and the corner, right into the rail. And the 3 ended up straight in for the side. Bit unlucky there, but also a bit of frustration. Forced the issue perhaps somewhat on that 3. Wasn't much easy there. Potential push out, but decided fast on offense. That time it didn't pay off for him, but a lot of times it does. Sanches really wants to hit hard on this opportunity to take the lead and then close out the match on his own break on 8-6. Ooh, went into the 8. Don't know if he wanted that. Here again, playing towards the middle of the table is fine. That guarantees him an angle to go once again 2 rails towards the middle of the table for the 8. And then he can just go, oh, look at the bounce. Careful, careful. Woof. Almost got on the wrong side of that 9. Needed just a tip of left spin on that ball. There was nothing on there. Pressure, of course, getting to both of these champions. Big match. Also the rivalry. Both players approximately the same age. I think Sanches is just a hair older. They've both been doing so well internationally. Sanches, of course, wants to prove that he belongs into the Mosconi team this year and wants to join Joshua and have a swing at the Americans in December in Vegas. He's looking to go 2 reels under the 9 for the side. Decided anyway to play side reel, and here for 8-6. Who's that right there? That is me, myself, and I with my Flames line and the Sparkle line. You can also order those on my own web shop, terminatorshop.com. Back to the match. Nice break from Sanches. Just got a shot on the 1, I believe. Now this is interesting because the positional side, he has to play bottom reel, side reel, and then in between the 4 and 9. And from there it's all speed because he doesn't want to get totally straight in on the 2. It lays actually fairly natural. He's looking at another angle. He's looking bottom rail, side rail, and then towards the other side rail with low right. Here, 1, 2, 3. Yep, I like that shot very much. That brings him right into the angle that he needs. Now he can go 2 rails once again to the middle table. And then he can play the 5 later on, I think, in the side. He's in great position. I would definitely take this towards the middle, 2 reels. He's drawing this. Interesting. Probably to the corner now. I think if he gets straight in on the 4, he's playing really good. I think just getting to the open space here. Even if he hits it slightly too hard, he can go to his left side now towards that chalk and play the 5 in the right corner. Oof. Wow, he punched that one over. I think he could just roll that one in. Taking a big chance there to get hooked behind the 5, but he's still in business. But you get the sense, of course, that he's feeling it. lovely angle here. I think he can play it over to the left side pocket area for a shot on the 6, if we read the angle correctly. Yep, that is great speed control there. That right there closes the book for sure. Stop shot here and a little low left off the rail towards the 9. All he has to do is stop it. And breathe. Easier said than done. But he knows he's got the match. Personal preference, straight draw or off the rail. I like off the rail here. Ooh, you gotta hit it. Yeah. You could use that little bounce there from the table. Great match by these champions. One shot away, taking his time. And there we have it. Cue ball getting awfully close to the side, but there it was. Great match from Sanches and Filler. 9-6 for Sanches Ruiz. It was a pleasure. Come check out more of these matches from Billiard Network, and I will see you in another one.